Parents, I hear this question from you all the time. Why does seeing a full page of words make my child have a meltdown? So that is why in this video, I am going to explain why seeing a lot of words on a page can be overwhelming for your child, and you forcing your child can make things worse. This is a problem I see all the time in my experience of working with children and families for over a decade. If this is our first time meeting, my name is Aquila Robinson. I am a special education teacher, and I've been working with hundreds of children and families to help children become confident leaders and to help parents become more comfortable in advocating for their child with the school system. Right now, you may be noticing that your child, when they see a full page of words, that they start to freeze, that your child starts to say that they do not want to read. Then they start doing the fake reading because you're forcing them. The eyes are on the page, but you can tell they are not reading. It's called fake reading because you don't even see their eyes moving left or right. So, how are you fake reading? Or you may see your child, as soon as they are given a book, they immediately get frustrated. What you are noticing is that whenever your child is given a book to read, that the reaction starts the minute you hand them a book. They automatically are like, the face changes from to I just don't want to read this book. Or your child no matter the subject, it doesn't matter the teacher, your child has the same reaction to reading. They just do not want to do it. And you're noticing that it happens year after year, whether your child is in third grade or they are now in eighth grade, your child has the same reaction to reading. What's going on underneath this? Whenever your child is seeing a book or a page with full of words, the page feels bigger than their ability, even when the words aren't. For some children, they can read the words, but because of their motivation and confidence, they feel like they can't. And for some other kids, they're shutting down because they know they will not be able to read it. They will not be able to read a lot of it. What the school is asking for your child right now is that your child read and understand and respond independently, that they perform and they read whether they feel comfortable or not, and that they perform under pressure. What your child is feeling right now, that they need to start quickly, whether they know the word or not, whether they feel like they can read or not, they need to start quickly, avoid making mistakes, not to look different or behind in front of their peers, and that your child is also feeling the pressure from past experiences when reading felt hard or embarrassing. What is getting in the way of your child is that they are trying to avoid reading. Your child is trying to say, I really can't do this. I really don't feel comfortable doing this. As a parent, you may feel like your child is avoiding reading when it's actually that your child is overwhelmed. You may feel like your child is being defiant when your child is actually trying to protect themselves from failure. As a parent, you may feel like your child is even lazy when actually their brain is in overload by how many words are on the page. When the right support is in place, everything changes. When the right supports are in place, the page feels manageable instead of overwhelming. Anxiety drops before the reading even begins. There are fewer tears. You would notice fewer shutdowns. And guess what? Less power struggles. It would just make you feel so good when the right supports are in place for your child. The right supports in place for your child reduces the overwhelm, the cognitive overload that your child is currently experiencing. When the right supports are in place, your child will feel safer starting. Your child will focus on just one small part at a time instead of trying to focus on the whole page. And then they will have the confidence to finish. Next time your child is reading something at home, and let's say they are given an article like this, okay? This is a lot of words for some children, and this can feel very overwhelming. So what I want you to do is get a blank sheet of paper, and just for some kids, it's just taking it one part. Well, actually, let's just start with the title. Just having your child read the title, okay? And then move it down because you're not showing them the whole text. And then have them read the first paragraph, and then the next, and then the next, and you're slowly moving the paragraph down so that they are not exposed to all the words on the page at the same time. You can do that with a blank sheet of paper. You can, let's do this with a book. Maybe your child is reading a book, okay? And then maybe your child, you use an index card so that they are not exposed to the whole page and it doesn't look so overwhelming. So you can use a blank sheet of paper, an index card, or you can even use a post-it to cover up part of the page so that it does not feel so overwhelming for your child. Okay, this is right here is a sixth grade text, and you can cover it up just by having a post-it on the page. And for some kids who is still maybe overwhelming, once they get down here, you can have a down here, and then you have another post-it that covers up the top half. So they are just focusing on that one paragraph there, and it doesn't, all the words do not become so overwhelming. All the words do not become so overwhelming on the over time, you should notice that your child starts reading more easily whenever you try some of the strategies I just showed you. You should also notice that there's less resistance and there are fewer tears whenever it comes to reading or them having a meltdown. And there are even less power struggles with you whenever it comes to reading because they are no longer being overwhelmed by all the words on the page. Now, when talking with this school, it is very important to share with the teacher some of the observations that you are seeing at home. That is why I created some sentence starters here to help you brainstorm and to help you think of, organize your thoughts when talking to the school. When my child is asked to read a real book, and you're going to fill in the blank with what exactly your child starts doing whenever they're asked to read a real book. Do they start within 1 minute? Do they roll their eyes? Do they refuse for 5 minutes? What exactly does your child do? When my child sees a full page of reading, they refuse to read. They walk out the room. They start talking on the phone. When my child is asked to read on their own, and then you fill in the blank. When my child is asked to start reading, they. And yes, these are very similar, but find one that feels very comfortable for you and how you naturally talk so that you are communicating to the school what is going on in your observations so that together you can create a plan so that your child becomes a confident reader. And when talking with the school system, use the SEE IT acronym to help you describe what is going on at home. The setting, when I say this setting, did this happen in the living room? Did this happen in the kitchen? Were they reading in their bedroom by themselves? Exactly where were they reading? What was the expectation that you gave them as far as their reading? Was it to read to the end of the book? Was it to read 2 pages? To read for 20 minutes? What expectation did you give your child when it came to reading? And when you gave that expectation to your child, what type of effort did they put forth when it came to reading? Did they actually try? Did they roll their eyes, but they did start reading, or they were sitting in their bedroom and they went to sleep? The impact and how long this lasted for. For parents or children who currently have an IEP, it's so important to share these observations of what is going on with the school system. I create the IEP Parent Prep Kit so that you walk into IEP meetings more confident and you know the right questions to ask to advocate for your child. You can go to www.iepparenthelp.com to get your IEP Parent Prep Kit so you know how to get started with the IEP process. It's fill in the blank so you know exactly the right questions to ask.